Ladies and gentlemen, I have for you Exhibit A of what's wrong with the video games industry. This is Lena Lena Venatus, Len on X. They're a person that pretends to be a woman, and they work at IGN, and they put a tweet out that infamously said that they'll take a whole point off of the review score for any future map games that call the Gulf of America the Gulf of America, right? This is fresh off of the whole Trump administration changing the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and they are freaking coping. Imagine being so biased, so Trump deranged that you will take a whole point off of a video game that has the Gulf of America in it. IGN's cooked. So this is their Twitter account. They have since gone protected. That's the usual. Once they start getting the heat, they cannot get out of the kitchen. They're an indie developer, according to their headline, strategy RPG horror native games, narrative games freelancer on IGN, PC Gamer, and others. And most importantly, they're woke AF. Again, they pretend to be a woman. This is them right here. I mean, you could tell the soy, the soy just dripping and oozing off of this individual. The Trump derangement just oozing off of them. And yeah, here's the series of tweets to show you guys the evidence. Again, they've gone under protected mode because they cannot handle the heat. These people run their mouths, they say stupid stuff, and then they play this whole, why am I getting attacked? Why am I getting so much hate? Blah, 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 blah. My pussy hurts, right? So you can see right here off the top, I'll take a whole point off the review score for any future map games that call it the Gulf of America. You think I'm joking? You think I want to do this forever? I could start some fires on the way out. Try and call a bluff. Like deranged. Somebody take these people's keyboards and their phones away. Nobody has ever let this amount of soft power go to their head before, as far as I know. Again, it's all about Trump. It's all about Elon. It's all about Grums. It's all about getting angry and just lashing out at reactionary rage bait grifters. That's all these people know. They're so angry, guys. They don't know how the real life works. They're so used to their safe spaces on the internet. And yeah, anyways, this comes off of all the things where, again, Gulf of America name change in the U.S., what you'll see in maps, and they broke it down. In the U.S., we'll see Gulf of America, and Mexico will see Gulf of Mexico, and the rest of the world will see Gulf of Mexico / Gulf of America. And I think this is a based ass change. By the way, I'm not trying to get political, but it's a based ass change, especially when you see individuals such as Len just freaking the hell out. I mean, look at that face. Does that look like a normal human being? No, it does not. So there's been a couple articles written about it in the reactionary media. Here's an article from Smash. Shout out to Smash JT. They said trans IGN activist admits to purposely sabotaging reviews. And they're talking about how this individual is just using their agenda, their politics, to be biased. When you're a journalist, when you're a reviewer, yeah, sure, you might have a bias here or there, but these guys don't hide the fact that if you're in disagreement with anything that they want, anything that goes against the woke narrative, they'll hold it against you. They'll try to cancel you. They'll negate your points. And it's kind of like this effect where they're tricking indie studios and even major studios to comply. Because then, as Kim Bel-Air said, go to their marketing department and scare them into getting what you want. You know, like Sweet Baby goes and allegedly tries to extort companies to comply, other consulting companies. It's this whole cult, this whole woke narrative DEI cult that will scare you and make you think that you're going to get canceled. With newsflash, nobody gets canceled. Those days are over. Speak your mind and the rest will follow, right? Free your mind and the rest will follow. So Smash says it's become painfully obvious nowadays that the professional gaming journalism industry boils down to just a circus of activists pretending to be journalists. And we've already known that. And the whole exposure by Doge on USAID, basically uncovering that a lot of money was spent to fund woke propaganda. These journalists have been lashing out this last week. And I think it's because they've lost their funding. I think they're losing their minds. they've lost their funding, or they didn't jump on the gravy train in time, and somehow they managed to not be successful in their grift. So they're jealous of the reactionary grift, the people that are actually benefiting, speaking their political mind, the people that are benefiting by telling it like it is, because their narrative has failed for so long. So Smash says a good point right here, saying years ago it had been rare to see someone outright admit they're abusing their position to push their own personal views, yet now here we are. It's even more disturbing considering that Len is the very same journalist who shamelessly rewarded extra points to Veilguard for including trans representation in chess scars, proving that ideological pandering is more important than actual game quality to some of these so-called professionals. So yeah, big fucking yikes. They were awarding the pandering for Veilguard, but now they're over here threatening to take points off of anybody that says Golf of America in a game. So yeah, this is expert journalism, guys. Continuing on, Smash says Len's behavior here is a prime example of why traditional gaming outlets like IGN are completely losing any relevance, while YouTubers and independent websites continue to rise as the true voices of the gaming community. Gamers don't want to be lectured by activists masquerading as reviewers. They want honest, unbiased opinions about games. I genuinely can't understand why this is so hard for these outlets to get through their collective heads. Places like IGN have long since stopped prioritizing quality journalism in favor of hiring ideologues. It's got to make you wonder why, right? It's got to make you wonder why, and I think it's because there was a whole benefit with all this funding, and now Gamergate's agenda has been exposed, and these people don't understand what real ethical journalism is, and it's so funny that it's kind of circled back to a decade ago. When you think about Anita Sarkeesian and Zoe Quinn going in front of the UN to talk about online harassment and, oh, woe is me and blah, blah, blah. It's all circled back to where the fix is in. We know that it was all planned. And you can see right here, funded agendas. And I talked about this too, saying it wouldn't surprise me if journalists like Len were funded by USAID or other politically driven organizations similar to what was recently discovered about the $8 million going to political to assist in pushing an anti-Gamergate narrative. But if that were the case, it's time for the funding to be cut off permanently. We deserve better than activist-driven content masquerading as reviews. And I got it. I completely agree right there. Len threatening people, you know, threatening to dock reviews for calling it the Gulf of America. That's not journalism there. You're literally trying to bully people into complying into your woke ideology, your woke beliefs. People have the right to do and develop what they want. It goes both ways. The ways that these guys want their woke stuff, well, we should have a right for our stuff as well, right? But they don't want it. And that's why I call it out. That's why I call DEI out, because it's rules for thee, but not for me. They want their cake. They want to have, you know, they want to have all their stuff, but they want to shut everybody else out. When everybody should have their fucking beliefs, their representation, their stories, their narratives all into it. But these guys will rage. If there was like an extreme right-wing conservative video game out there, they would call it racist, they'd call it bigoted, homophobic, you name it. We can't even criticize video games like Dustborn or Concord or Assassin's Creed Shadows without being labeled some kind of negative, I guess, word like a bigot, because these guys see tunnel vision. They only see their way. So, Len, this is not going to go well for them, to the point where they're already going protected. We already see it. They're going to be called out. I think they need to lose their job. And I don't like to try to deplatform anybody or whatever, but this is not what the gaming industry needs at all. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you're brand new, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching, as always. Take care.